Welcome back to Les Schwab Tire Center's Outdoor GPS. It's time for Owin's Field Report, sponsored by Les Schwab Tire Centers.
Welcome back, everyone. So really quickly, because I ran a lot long there, or a lot long. Wow. I ran over last segment. Silvers, they're showing, coho, they're showing up everywhere right now. I got reports yesterday in a couple of different ways of silvers pretty much in all the tributaries up and down the coast where there should be, at the very least. I mentioned this yesterday, and on the Columbia. Now, it's not common to go out to the Columbia running 360s and whatever you might be fishing with and hook more silvers than Chinook. Well, that actually happened yesterday to one of my buddies out on the Columbia. I can't say where, but below Bonneville. They hooked 6 fish, 5 of which were silvers, only 1 Chinook. That should just tell you that there's a bunch of fish around, and whatever they were doing right to trigger a silver. So keep that in mind. I mean, there's some stuff that you might be able to, if you're getting tired of just trolling around 360 fishing and maybe want to try something different, some of the tributaries, maybe walking into a spot, break out the drift boat. There are some options to get out and do something different for sure. PSA, I was asked yesterday, that's a public service announcement that I recently found out about. I was asked yesterday to throw this out there. Number one, I'm gonna do it nicely, but number two, this is common sense stuff. If you launch your boat in the morning and it's dark out and you don't turn your lights on, the green and red one up front, and you can even throw on your anchor light if you want to. Not necessary if you're still covering ground, but hey, more eyeball the better, dummy. Come on, don't do that. You can't see other boats without your lights on. Now, there hasn't been any, well, I'm not even gonna go there. If the potential was very high for an accident to happen, yes, there it was. So I was asked specifically, please, to throw that out there. Turn your running lights on, let alone it's illegal to run at night without them. But you could very well put people in danger where they simply can't see you. Okay, I mean, it's a real thing. It's kind of crazy that we even have to throw that out there, but apparently we do. Anyway, quickly, fish counts. Yesterday, a little bit of a bounce, not great, but certainly still some fish to be chasing out there. Silvers also kind of held up the same. Wow, only one went over. Steelhead's very stable, or at least staying at close to $1,000. So it's nice to see these fish traveling through. So this upcoming week, we got some very interesting weather. It looks like it's going to cool off, which is great for fishing and great for hunting. But let's find out from Katie Suniga what we can actually expect this upcoming week. It looks like things might be, cooling off maybe a little bit, but we are all really interested in any sort of rain that might be in the forecast.
Okay, well, yeah, I don't have the best news for this week, but maybe the outlook into the end of the month might cheer you up a little.
Well, that's good.
Okay, so here's what we have out at the coast right now. You can see it, Lincoln City, Chinook Winds, Casino Resort camera. You actually can see some blue sky there, but there's definitely more clouds today than we've had for the last couple of days. And it's beautiful out in Willamette Valley Vineyard, a few clouds there as well. Expecting the temperatures again today to be cooler than they were the last couple of days. So we made it to 95 on Friday, 85 yesterday, and then we're looking at around 77 in the Portland Metro today. This is average, exactly right, spot on. So then we have this cooling trend that takes us into Tuesday, Wednesday. So the possibilities for some showers, we may see a sprinkle or two on the coast here. One could make it into the Portland Metro, but I'll show you it's not much. And then this Tuesday into Wednesday, that's our best chance. Here's the good news. That chance of getting to 90 just decreases as we get into the fall season, which means less of a possibility to see those 90-degree temperatures because of the lack of daylight hours for heating, and the sun angle isn't as intense. Here are the showers I told you about possibly tomorrow morning, and there's the 1 or 2 for the Portland Metro. Clouds clear out, then we see some more sunshine, and then going into Tuesday night, you'll see there it is right there, that next chance for showers. So the outlook, I mentioned that just a moment ago. Right now, as we get through the middle toward the end of September, you can see that actually increases to a bit above normal. And then as we transition into that last part of September, first part of October, we have that chance to see a little more. Now, our rainy season really doesn't typically start until we get toward the end of October, which means don't be surprised if we stay on the drier side. Here's a look at those temperatures plus clouds, chance for some showers, and then of course fall equinox Friday night at 11:59. Owin?
It's going to be so weird for me to be entering the woods to start my elk season at the equinox. It's very, very weird for us this year. Not to get into that story, but how accurate are those forecasts for precipitation coming in, or is there even a way to determine that, it being so far out?
It's one of those best guesses.
Okay.
It's when you look at the patterns and the shifting, but that's why we update them every day, because those model runs come in. We've talked about this before. Anything more than 2 days out, expect it to change.
Well, welcome to Oregon.
Period.
Right? That's the way it works around here, especially going into the fall, no question.
Yeah.
Katie, thank you very much. Have a great week, and we're looking forward to that forecast. All right, we're going to cut to a quick break. When we come back, we're going to have Scott Haugen on the line. For all of you, again, I say this because if you're lucky enough to have a rifle tag in Oregon, which I have never drawn, and I put in for them every year, believe it or not, I guess the 615 is. Well, maybe I'm stretching a little bit, but it's a tough one for you to run across. We're going to talk to an expert about what you should be doing right now before your season comes to pass, which is not far away for a lot of you out there. We'll be back in just a couple minutes.
Outdoor GPS is brought to you by P-Line, Because We Fish, by CCA Oregon, fish-focused, member-driven, and by Hawken Fishing, perfection in fishing gear.